5 more recall campaigns are launched.
I feel like I'm a very hardworking MLA.
Analysts say targeted ministers would be foolish to downplay the momentum.
A lot of folks are angry and they're letting their voices be heard.
Plus a long recovery ahead for sisters struck by a driver in Dalhousie.
The injuries were quite severe.
Loved ones worry about their emotional healing too as they're treated in 2 separate hospitals. And playing catch-up for those who thought winter may never come.
We're going crazy nonstop. We've got a waiting list that's probably 30 people deep.
Tire shops hopping while parks are buzzing with outdoor enthusiasts.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. The number of UCP MLAs facing recall petitions continues to climb. 5 more applications have been approved by Elections Alberta, bringing the total now to 14. The UCP is calling it a direct attack. Tyson Fedor reports.
The list was 9 and now it's 14 as 5 new names were added to the Elections Alberta approved recall petition list. All of them are United Conservatives representing almost a third of the entire government caucus.
It's an effort on the part of some very upset people who think that the government has particularly used the notwithstanding clause inappropriately, isn't dealing with the education system or teachers respectfully or properly.
Cabinet Ministers Nathan Newdorf and Cyril Turton are among the targets.
I'm here to talk about Bill 8 and ask you to go to Elections Alberta website for my comments.
So is Red Deer backbencher Jason Steffen, but he still supports the legislation.
I think recall is good. I think this recall action will fail.
8 cabinet ministers are named. There are also 5 Calgary MLAs.
Obviously, I'm not very comfortable with it, but I feel like I'm a very hardworking MLA.
The UCP has argued the spirit of the legislation is being misused by a coordinated left-wing activist campaign. A loose group is publicly calling itself Operation Total Recall and is targeting the 44 MLAs, including the Premier, who voted for the use of the notwithstanding clause.
What does this mean for the UCP? They have a majority in the legislature, but it becomes disruptive. It becomes another tension that they have to manage, even as they're trying to move ahead with a policy agenda that, again, going into an AGM, that is contentious and increasingly publicized.
But the individual petitioners CTV News has spoken with insist they are not part of a group effort.
But certainly they are incredibly destabilizing, and they show that we've got a government that has lost all grip on reality.
Elections Alberta says it's generally focusing on preparing for the next provincial election set for October 2027, but at the moment has its hands full.
We are managing both. We're managing preparations for that 2027 PGE as well as the requirements on our recall needs.
Petition organizers have 90 days to collect signatures from each constituency. If they collect enough signatures that equate to 60% of votes in the last provincial election, a vote is held on whether the member keeps their seat before any by-election is called.
And Tyson joins us now from Miles McDougall's constituency office, one of the ministers with a recall petition against him. Tyson, Elections Alberta is hoping to receive more money to help with these recalls.
Well, Tara, if you remember just a few weeks ago, Elections Alberta was denied funding of up to $13.5 million from a standing legislature committee. Instead, it only received about $1 million, and they need this funding to help verify these recalls and help with staffing ahead of counting those signatures, and that's expected to take place once these petitions do wrap up. And they're actually headed to that standing committee next Friday, December the 5th, to ask for further funding to help with all of this. Now, if you remember, Dimitrios Nicolaides, the education minister, was one of the first recall petition campaigns that was launched. His currently organizers telling me today that petition has received about 25% of the needed signature count to this point. So that is still a long way from reaching its threshold. Now, Tara, I can also tell you the Premier is also planning to speak with cabinet colleagues quite soon in regards to potentially updating this Recall Act legislation or making some changes.
Okay, Tyson Fedor reporting. Tyson, thank you. The family of 2 sisters hit by a minivan while in a pedestrian crossing is speaking out, hoping for change so a tragedy like this doesn't happen to anyone else. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
Around 9:30, I received a call that there had been an accident.
Deborah Graham's life was flipped upside down on Thursday. Her two granddaughters, 18-year-old Alejandra Graham and 10-year-old Camilla Graham, were walking to school when they were hit and pinned underneath a minivan. They sustained serious injuries, and it's going to be a long road to recovery.
Major surgeries, a lot of broken bones, a lot of fractures.
Emotionally, it's been very hard.
It's been very hard.
Harder still, the sisters are now at different hospitals. Camilla at the Alberta Children's Hospital and Alejandra at the Foothills.
They love each other so much. They support each other. They have an incredible bond. Right now, it's been super, super hard being in separate hospitals, that they can't see each other, and through FaceTime, every single time that they wake up, the first thing they're asking is, how's my sister?
They also want to see the current light-up pedestrian crossing replaced by traffic lights.
It's a concern with that crosswalk. There's a lot of children crossing there, and it would be devastating for another family to go through what my family is facing.
This incident also speaks to a larger issue citywide.
We've had 13 pedestrian collisions, which have been fatalities this year. And one of the issues we have is regarding people that just step out in front of vehicles.
For engineer Jacob Lem, there are numerous factors leading to this spike, including that 90% of vehicles on the roads in Alberta are larger trucks and SUVs.
Vehicles have been getting larger, more powerful, and there's been some research to show getting worse blind spots and tend to cause higher severity collisions, even if they're hitting a pedestrian at the same time, because of particularly maybe where they hit the person.
And Jacqueline joins us from the crash site on Dalhousie Drive tonight. Jackie, how are the girls doing?
Terrace White spoke with the family today, and they said that it's a rough recovery right now for the girls, and they're just recovering from those major surgeries. It is kind of day by day, but they are just so thankful that they survived this collision. Now, they have set up a GoFundMe account for the girls to try and raise some money to cover any future medical costs or rehabilitation costs that aren't covered by insurance. And the grandmother has also tells me she's going to be setting up a petition, reaching out to her city councillor to try and enact that change, changing this pedestrian cross behind me into a traffic light in the future. Now, as for the driver in this collision, police haven't said whether there will be charges laid quite yet. Tara?
Okay, Jackie, thank you. The Lethbridge Police Service is cracking down on drivers who've installed illegal tint on their vehicle windows. Police say they're seeing an increase in illegal tinting. They say it contributed to 2 serious pedestrian collisions in the past 2 years, one of which was fatal. So far this year, officers have handed out 542 tickets for window tint. That's up from 217 in 2023. It is illegal to tint a vehicle's front windshield or front driver and passenger side windows.
We're looking into that further. There's a few more businesses now that are advertising window tint. There's a lot of vehicles now with front windshields being tinted. So we're doing our investigation on that to see which businesses are doing that, contrary to our regulations.
Tickets for an illegal tint can range from $81 to $224. Police enforcement projects will take place over the next 2 months. The case involving a Calgary man facing 5 counts of attempted murder was back in a Lethbridge courtroom today. 47-year-old Christopher Hegg is charged in an incident last month at the visitlethbridge.com arena parking lot. He is accused of hitting 3 pedestrians with a vehicle and narrowly missing 2 others. A 77-year-old woman, a 77-year-old man, and a 46-year-old man sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries. A psychological assessment of Hegg is not complete yet, and the case has now been put over until January 6th. Hegg remains in custody. 3 people were seriously injured in a crash in the city's southeast. A sedan collided with a semi shortly after 8:40 this morning at 52nd Street and 61st Avenue. The driver of the semi was able to get out of his cab, but the driver and 2 passengers in the sedan were all trapped and had to be rescued.
Anytime you have a large vehicle versus a passenger vehicle, is a large energy transfer, so a lot high potential for injury. So to my understanding, the patients were severely injured and had varying degrees of consciousness.
AHS says the 2 passengers are in serious and potentially life-threatening condition, while the sedan driver was in serious condition. No word on what caused the crash.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Shoppers at South Centre Mall are getting a glimpse into an affordability crisis that many families face just behind closed doors. An interactive installation of a replica home encourages people to open the front door, where a digital simulation shows tough financial decisions that some families have to make just to get by. The United Way says 47% of Albertans are just $200 away from a financial crisis, with 1 in 4 Calgarians unable to afford basic needs. The project hopes to shed light on those who often struggle in silence.
And it's really creating that awareness. So not realizing that this is happening in our local communities, this is happening in our own neighborhoods. It can be impacting our family and friends, our co-workers. So this is it's happening right where we are, right where we live, work, and play.
The installation is on display ahead of Giving Tuesday. It includes a donation station for the United Way, which supports 170 local agencies in Calgary and surrounding communities. Well, our Danielle is on location tonight at Trail Appliances. Let's get our first peek at the forecast, Danielle.
Yeah, and before the forecast, I'm not sure if you can see the toys starting to build up behind me. This is where all the toys are collected. I'm at Trail Appliances, Deerfoot Meadows. All right, so we'll talk more about this and what this all goes to in just a little bit. But yes, the weather, hey, the cold is here to stick around all week. You'll notice a difference on Sunday as we get to that freezing mark, but until then, we are socked in with the cold, and there's some more snow on the way in the longer-term forecast as well. At this point, we're sitting at -8. With the wind chill feels like -11. The winds have been relatively calm today, but they'll get a little breezier for tomorrow. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud. In the morning, when off to work and school with the wind chill, will feel more like -10. And in the afternoon, still feeling like -7 with that wind chill. There is some snow on the way for late Thursday, so we'll talk more about that coming up. Tara?
Thanks, Danielle. Just ahead, the Alberta government plans to use AI to draft a new piece of legislation. Artificial intelligence will take the reins for the Alberta Whiskey Act, why the province is letting robots take a swing at the bill. And Canada's most decorated female Olympian has been handed a 2-year ban. We've got the details just ahead. And if you have a news tip for us, you can text us anytime at 10400. The province is proposing changes to fast-track data center projects, which include plans to contribute to the local power grid. Data centers house the computers needed to deliver artificial intelligence, and they require a lot of energy. Alberta's Utilities Minister, Nathan Neudorf, introduced a bill to amend the Utilities Act to prioritize plants that could eventually generate their own power. Last year, the province introduced a strategy to entice more of these data centers, and they got more than 200 applications to connect to the grid. Alberta's electric system operator earmarked 1,200 megawatts to get projects started. There are 37 large load AI data center proposals in Alberta.
By encouraging data center developers to sign agreements directly with power generators to add power to our grid. Those that bring their own generation will be prioritized, accelerating the approval process and supporting their connection to the grid.
The AESO is committed to working with industry and government to connect new data centers in a way that supports Alberta's strategy without putting the grid reliability at risk and/or driving up costs for current customers.
If passed, the proposed changes would take effect in 2027. The opposition NDP calls the government's approach to data centers piecemeal, haphazard, and not thought through. It has concerns with a backlog of components needed for power generating plants that data centers would be expected to provide. What it means to be an Alberta whiskey will soon be defined by new legislation and a first-of-its-kind author. Artificial intelligence will write the bill draft in an effort to streamline some provincial government work. Tim Brooke explains how that will work and the implications.
Staff at Burwood Distillery are busy packing up Christmas cheer. And this year, they're hoping for some extra recognition.
Well, right now, we're producing some of the world's highest quality whiskey, but we're not telling that story on an international level.
Burwood will soon have a hand in developing the new Alberta Whiskey Act. It will define what's legally Alberta whiskey, things like ingredients, characteristics, and taste. It's a seemingly straightforward task for a human, so the bill's author may surprise you.
I'm actually really excited about the utilization of artificial intelligence in the drafting of this act.
The provincial government will prompt AI to draft the act.
What a better piece of legislation
than the Alberta Whiskey Act. It doesn't involve any hearts or lungs. If AI gets it wrong, then we can use human writers that can correct it.
There will be some guardrails to ensure everything is accurate, and the Justice Minister will likely have the final proofread.
I'm not aware of a jurisdiction in Canada that has used AI to write legislation, so it only makes sense that we would go there first, because we're leaders in tech and innovation.
South of the border, some states have used AI for legislative reasons, but experts say in Canada, there could be untapped potential.
And I think the opportunity here is how do we produce more effective legislation that takes into account big sets of data?
Of course, there's a chance this act needs to be researched and written twice over if AI can't stay factual or legally airtight. But if it does go according to plan...
This is a moment where expectations are going to be set around what AI systems are going to be used for and how they can be used by lawmakers to be able to shape Canadian precedent.
Expect to see the Alberta Whiskey Act tabled in 2026. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the government hasn't yet selected which software it will use to draft the Alberta Whiskey Act, but says it will steer clear of ChatGPT. The public hearing on Calgary's budget changes for 2026 stretched into a second day. More than 130 speakers signed up to weigh in on the city budget. What's proposed is a tax increase of 5.8% for single-family residential properties. Council has yet to present possible amendments, but some argue the downtown conversion incentive program should be cut. Calgary has spent nearly $200 million on programs to convert vacant office space into homes.
We just haven't seen a lot of return on investment, and I'm just wondering why we're subsidizing corporations and developers.
If that program were to be scrapped, it's coming from the capital budget, so it's not like there'd be any direct relief to Calgarians in the mill rate that they'd be paying.
On Tuesday, soccer groups showed up to advocate for money for more fields. The Calgary Minor Soccer Association says enrollment is growing by 15% each season. It wants to see the indoor portion of the Northeast Athletic Complex funded. Now, the federal government has paused a portion of Calgary's housing accelerator funding as council considers repealing blanket rezoning. A memo to councillors last week indicates $129 million earmarked for Calgary will likely be held as the feds seek some clarity. The city was promised more than $250 million from the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation to boost housing supply. The final 2 installments were supposed to be paid to the city by the end of next year. There are 9 housing initiatives supported by the funding, including accelerating housing downtown and incentivizing secondary suites.
Funding really should be tied to outcomes. The funding from the federal government should be based on whether the housing gets built, especially if it's housing that's an affordable price point, agnostic of how we choose to get there.
Calgary Council is set to discuss getting rid of blanket rezoning next month, and it could go to a public hearing in March. Healthcare workers have voted in favor of a new collective agreement with Alberta Health Services. Nearly 67% of members of the Health Sciences Association of Alberta voted to ratify the new agreement. The union represents a number of professions, including paramedics, pharmacists, and diagnostic imaging technologists. The new deal includes 12% wage increase over 4 years and a workload appeal process. It follows 20 months of bargaining.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Danielle is out at Trail Appliances tonight getting an update on our growing toy mountain. Danielle, how's it going?
Yes. You know, it is going pretty good, and I'll give you numbers in just a moment. This is just getting started. This Toy Mountain campaign near and dear to our hearts because this actually goes to help Fear Is Not Love, a very important program company in our community. And I actually have Kim Roos here with me, CEO of Fear Is Not Love. Kim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so can you explain to everyone a little bit about what Fear Is Not Love does for our community and in our community?
Yeah, Fear Is Not Love is actually an organization that is based in Calgary that prevents and intervenes with domestic violence and abuse. So we operate the Calgary Women's Mercy Shelter as well as outreach, counseling, and work in schools for youth that are at that place where they're trying to decide what is healthy in a relationship and what is not. And so we provide all sorts of services in that range.
Amazing. And shelters. All right, so These donations, they go year-round for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So certainly when children come into the shelter with their mom, they often come with nothing, and so the toys actually help us all year round in shelter with kids that are coming in to see us there, as well as we do a lot of work in the community. So we do community giveaways, and we support families through the year that might not have access to toys and those things and essentials for their family.
Fantastic. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that people can donate, and a little can go a long way.
Yeah.
We've been here at Trail Appliances, Deerfoot Meadows, and there have been people dropping off toys over these last few hours, so that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's adding to this.
Yes.
But there's many drop-off locations, and I'll actually talk about where you can go for that. But online, you can also donate cash, and that helps as well.
Yeah, and we know that times are tough right now for people, and so we're grateful for anything that they can give. Even $20, $25 helps us provide the support we need through programming and through the toys themselves for children that in need.
Absolutely fantastic. Okay, numbers. We're at 779 toys so far, and when you combine that with also the cash value of the cash donations, we're at a total of $41,000, or just over that. So, you know, we're on our way to doing a lot, and thank you so much to our community for being a part of this every year and helping. All right, you can go to ctvcalgary.ca. You can make a cash donation there, and you can also see all the multiple drop-off locations that are in and around the city. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast, because I hope you're getting used to the cold, because it's here to stay for quite a while. In fact, right through parts of the weekend even. Just to recap what happened Sunday and Monday, we got 10 to 18 centimeters in and around the city of Calgary. Cochrane got about 15 centimeters, Lethbridge 7, Drumheller 9, Medicine Hat 13, and areas to the west of Calgary, Banff, for example, got anywhere from 7 to 10 centimeters. All right, wind chill is certainly an issue, and it will continue to be all week. Minus 14 is what it feels like in Lethbridge, minus 13 in Medicine Hat, minus 8 in Calgary. When you're looking at the radar, you can see what's starting to track into Washington State. That's on our way towards us for later on Thursday. So longer range forecasts, you can see this action furnace 5-day forecast. Minus 3 is our high for tomorrow, but even in the afternoon, it will feel more like minus 7 with the wind chill. We have the chance of 2 to 4 centimeters late Thursday into early Friday morning, and temperatures will continue to get colder and colder. By Friday, minus 8 is our high. We will warm up to the freezing mark by Sunday.
Canada's most decorated female Olympian has been handed a 2-year ban by the World Anti-Doping Agency. 7-time Olympic medalist Penny Oleksiak was handed the ban for committing 3 whereabouts failures, meaning she missed 3 mandatory drug tests in a 1-year period. Oleksiak has agreed to the consequences, which will see her banned from competing from this past July to July 2027. Now, Swimming Canada says it accepts Oleksiak's explanation that these were inadvertent errors and she has not used any banned substances. The suspension would end before the next Summer Olympics set for 2028 in Los Angeles. Curling legend and TV personality Colleen Jones has passed away. A 2-time world champion and 6-time Canadian women's champion, Jones appeared at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts 21 times. She was also a trailblazer in broadcasting, telling Canadian stories for almost 4 decades at the CBC. Her son posted online that Jones battled cancer for 3 years and passed away looking out at the ocean from her favorite spot in Nova Scotia with her family at her side. Colleen Jones was 65. The University of Calgary has spent decades developing a space weather network. The systems track space weather disturbances, but we'll tell you how they're also helping with northern surveillance. And later, the painstaking effort to clean every feather after an owl falls into concrete. Researchers at the University of Calgary are collaborating with Canada's military, the U.S. Navy, and NATO through a vast network of space weather sensors. It's a project more than 4 decades in the making, aimed at supporting defense operations, natural resource exploration, and telecommunications. Mark Villani explains.
High above the Arctic, defense operations are well underway. And in the NORAD Situation Room, there's little room for error. Space weather, solar storms, and disturbances in the upper atmosphere can all impact satellite signals and radar.
We're really looking to get at the dynamics of those larger space processes.
It's why the University of Calgary spent more than 4 decades developing its space weather network across Canada and the northern United States, building 22 high-frequency sensors. Resembling big metal umbrellas, they track how radio waves and high-energy auroras are absorbed above the Earth. That data supports defense operations, determining if GPS or satellite signals are disrupted for critical infrastructure.
We're looking for breadth of coverage right now, so that we can talk about phenomena that are evolving in the high Arctic versus those that are occurring at lower latitudes.
That allows us to detect jamming, spoofing, other forms of anomalous behavior in Canada's near-Earth space environment.
The sensors, known as hyperspectral rheometers, span across the prairies and far into the north, with extensions into Yukon and Alaska. Each one has several receivers, expertly soldered and installed by UCalgary researchers.
So we can see here we have this little guy.
Grad student Shakira Gadawan is specifically looking at how signals travel through the ionosphere, using instruments to identify whether they're human-made or naturally occurring. She says each signal has its own unique signature to figure out where it's coming from.
For example, I'm like, okay, this signature belongs to Yellowknife, or this belongs to the signal from Colorado. And then I know the distance from my receiver to that place of signal propagation.
And that extra bit of knowledge hopes to go a long way into modernizing Canadian defense.
We're going to get a larger scale view into the space environment than we've ever had.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
UFC researchers are continuing to install a few more remaining high-frequency sensors, with full deployment of the Space Weather Network expected by the end of this year. 4 more arrests have been made in connection to the stunning Louvre robbery last month. 2 men and 2 women are now in custody, although the Paris prosecutor did not reveal what role they played in the robbery. On October 19th, 4 thieves made off with French crown jewels worth well over $100 million in a brazen daylight heist. The high-profile incident raised doubts about the world-famous museum's ability to guard its precious works. So far, there is still no trace of those stolen jewels. Have you put your winter tires on yet? It seems like a lot of Calgarians did not, instead just enjoying that long fall weather, but shops are hopping now. That's next. First couple of days of winter are a wake-up call for many to prepare for anything. A lot of people are now scrambling to put winter tires on and to shovel those sidewalks. But for others, the first snowfall opened the door for a frosty field trip. Here's Stephanie Thomas.
High schoolers from École de la Rose Sauvage had class in Confederation Park on Tuesday afternoon. As part of their unit on local tourism, they went tobogganing on the nearby hill. Snow conditions were just right for the winter pastime.
It's a lot. I'm surprised it's so much. Hopefully it doesn't melt.
It's pretty, but like walking to the school bus while it was snowing was a little crazy.
Some Calgary roads also continue to be slick as city crews made their way through major routes. The city has a target to clear the busiest roads within 36 hours of a citywide snowstorm.
They're actually into our major community and transit routes. They'll be plowing through lanes and pushing snow to the curb on those till the middle of the night.
He's also reminding Calgary drivers to prepare for the winter driving conditions. Monday's heavy snowfall has brought a surge of customers to Mount Pleasant Auto Service to get their summer tires swapped out.
We're going crazy nonstop. We've got a waiting list that's probably 30 people deep.
Getting ready for the roads is about more than just tires.
But we do want to make sure that people, get their block heaters checked, their batteries, make sure that they're going to be good for winter.
Snowplows and their unique nicknames can be tracked online at the City of Calgary's website. Pedestrian pathways, overpasses, and sidewalks are also part of the city's priority snow plan. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
All right, Danielle is on location tonight, Glenn, so it's just you and I found some cool stuff for you.
Good. Awesome.
Scalpel meets cyberspace in a major medical breakthrough. Just take a look at this. So this delicate operation was done from 6,000 miles away. Professors are sitting in one room at Bordeaux University Hospital in France. They were able to fix the heart of a patient in Xiamen, China.
What?
Yes, this is the first ever cross-national robot-assisted transcatheter cardiac intervention. That's a mouthful for for you. Essentially, a heart operation. It only took an hour from start to finish. The patient has already been discharged in good condition.
Yeah, that is amazing, and I'm glad you said that, not me.
Yeah, that's incredible, though. That changes everything.
Unreal, yeah.
Okay, well, this is pretty incredible, too. An owl found caked in concrete has been nursed back to health. So this great horned owl was brought to the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab, Utah, after falling into a concrete mixer. Roughly a quarter of the bird of prey was covered in hardened concrete. So for 6 days, this team bathed the sedated owl for 20 minutes at a time and meticulously scrubbed that gritty, hardened substance from its face, its chest, and its right wing. That bird now on the mend. It has since graduated to an outdoor enclosure where it has successfully made some short flights.
I love stories like that.
I know, that's just amazing. They're so gentle with it and got it fixed right up.
Neat.
Wow. Well, have you ever taken a ride yet in one of those driverless cars?
No.
No, me neither. These two Minneapolis seniors did, and they really couldn't believe it.
Where is the guy? What?
Buckle up.
Well,
to Xanadu Coffee Company.
Oh, no, Amanda. Do you trust this?
So these two thought that they were waiting for a regular old Uber. They actually got to try out Waymo for the first time. They were a little unsure about the whole process, but no problems. It was perfectly safe. They got to their destination.
My buddy did in Arizona, said it was kind of freaky, but yeah, you get to where you're going to.
I know.
Hopefully.
They were alarmed when they came up to an intersection, and they said, but our car actually did better than the other driver. So then I think they felt a bit better about it.
There you go.
Pretty neat. Shares in a Canadian convenience store operator jumped today. Couche-Tard is looking at a number of acquisition targets. We have the details in our business report.
All right, well, we've had a good amount of snowfall in the city. The cold is here to stay. It's wintry, it's festive, right? Yes, let's talk about temperatures and how high we got today, because of course we are below normal for this time of year. Zeros was normal, we got to -4 as our high, and of course that came with wind chills. So for much of the day, it felt like the minus double digits. All right, right now it feels like -10 in Claresholm, -8 in Calgary, -14 in Lethbridge, and -14 in Drumheller as well. The system that we'll be tracking in from, well, mainly from the States, will bring some heavier snow to the far southwest corner on Thursday, especially late Thursday. Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek. There's a possibility of up to 15 centimeters there. And for us in Calgary by late Thursday, a couple centimeters, certainly likely 2 to 4 is in the forecast. All right, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. And for tomorrow, wind chill, of course, will still be an issue. When off to work and school in the morning, it will feel more like -10, and in the afternoon, feeling closer to -7 with the wind chill. Let's take a little quick look around to see temperatures. Again, these are just base temperatures, but it will be above freezing on the BC side. 5 degrees, Salmon Arm, Kelowna, and Kamloops for tomorrow. And Edmonton looking at -6. Red Deer, same idea. Good amount of cloud cover, but there will be some sunny breaks in central Alberta. And we'll see more sunny breaks to the south, but also some cloudy periods at times. -6 will be the high in Olds, -7 in Drumheller, and in Lethbridge should get to the freezing mark for tomorrow. Medicine Hat looking at -3 in all communities in southern Alberta. Likely some fog patches for the morning hours. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. More government MLAs face recall petition campaigns. The total rose to 14 today, including 8 cabinet ministers. The UCP is calling it a direct attack, while several political scientists say it's a sign that Albertans are angry. The family of 2 sisters hit by a minivan while in a pedestrian crossing in Dalhousie want traffic lights at that location. The sisters are now recovering from surgeries. And 3 people were seriously injured this morning when a sedan collided with a semi in the southeast. Firefighters had to cut 2 trapped victims out of the wreckage. A group of Indigenous outreach workers has organized an event that supports those living on Calgary streets. It's called Feeding the People. And while the meal is open to vulnerable people of all cultural backgrounds, it's also a chance for Indigenous people to reconnect with their community. Here's Kevin Fleming.
Feeding the
People is hosted by Indigenous volunteers wanting to help those from their First Nation who are going through a hard time. Everyone here gets a warm meal no matter what their cultural background is. Megan Fichaud says it's a chance to give back.
It does me a great service being in recovery and just being able to touch people's hearts and, every day and put a smile on their face and some food in their belly.
But those here also get a chance to reconnect with people from their community.
This is the reason why I wanted to start the event, just to bring awareness and get the treaties to come in with their resources, with their help, with what they do on the reserve, to come in to connect with their own people and start maybe assisting them to try and get the help that they need.
Members from Treaty 7 nations have information tables set up to show their members the help that's available to them.
What we want to do is provide services that are culture-based, so providing smudging, songs, dance. It really helps them to remember that, the disconnection of our culture is being connected through the work that we do here.
Kristen Bishop co-founded Feeding the People and sees the benefits of Indigenous people supporting each other.
The more I've learned about their culture and practices, I thought it was very important to be an ally, bringing the nations together.
Robbie Daniel spent years on Calgary streets and says events like this will make all the difference in someone's life.
I remembered somebody come up to me and talk to me and, just treating me like a human being, like how they're doing here. And it really helped me a lot.
Volunteers say the event started in 2023 and continues to grow every year. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Organizers hope to one day see funds made available to create a shelter and a detox center dedicated to the Indigenous community, so those struggling with addiction don't have to turn to living on Calgary streets. A Canadian company that owns convenience stores around the world says its food business is booming. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marla Fernandez.
Couche-Tard, owner of stores like Circle K, says it still plans to open 500 new stores by 2028. It already owns more than 17,000 convenience stores around the world. In its latest quarter, Couche-Tard reported profits rose 4.5% year over year to more than $740 million US. Meal deal sales helped push profits up. Best Buy expects to have a strong year-end, with Black Friday and Christmas driving sales. The company CEO says consumers remain resilient and are still spending, but cautiously. In its most recent quarter, Best Buy reported higher sales of computers and phones. While Best Buy may be optimistic about year-end spending, Americans are showing less confidence in the economy. The Conference Board says its consumer confidence index dropped to 88.7 in November, the lowest it's been since April. Consumers say prices, inflation, tariffs, and trade all factor in. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down a fraction to 70.92. West Texas Intermediate crude is down to 57.95. Western Canadian Select is up to 46.17. And the TSX gained almost 300 points today, ending the day at a record high of 30,900. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The teachers' strike played havoc with high school sports schedules, but there will be a provincial football final, and it's featuring 2 Calgary teams. Glenn has that story for us coming up. Rehearsals were held today for the Olympic flame lighting ahead of the Milan Cortina Winter Games. The ceremony is usually held at the ruins of the Temple of Hera. Because of rainy weather, the ceremony will be held indoors at the Olympia Archaeological Museum. A flame was lit yesterday using the sun's rays and a parabolic mirror. It'll be used in tomorrow's ceremony. A 63-day torch relay will begin next month and go throughout Italy. The Olympic curling trials are underway in Halifax. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, all the top teams in Canada are vying for a spot in the Olympics.
Tara, the top 8 men's and women's rinks are in Halifax for the trials. Right now, they're in the round-robin portion. On Sunday, the champions will be crowned and will have earned a spot in the Olympics in Italy. Big game for Kevin Cooey this afternoon. He was 2-2 heading into his game against Matt Dunstone, who was 4-0. Ninth end, Cooey with the hammer, but he's facing 2 in the house, so here's the shot, looking for the double, but Cooey stuffs it, so it's a steal of 1 for Dunstone. 4-3 heading into the 10th, and now the good news for Cooey is he's got the hammer in 10. Here's the final stone. Cooey trying for the triple. This guy's built for moments like this. What a shot. He nails the triple, scores a pair. Cooey wins at 5-4, and they keep their hopes alive. Well, due to the teacher strike, this year's high school football season was this close to being canceled altogether. Fortunately, they got back in time, and some players will get to battle it out for a provincial title this weekend, and it's an all-Calgary final in the 5A Boys Championship. The Ernest Manning Griffins were busy getting in some final practices before heading up to Edmonton to take on the Notre Dame Pride in the 5A Boys Final. Manning got there by upsetting the #1 ranked Harry Ainley in the semifinal this past weekend. It was a thriller. The Griffins won the game 23-20 in overtime.
Honestly, it was relieving to win the game. I love these guys and I want to keep playing with them, but at the end of the day, it's unfinished business. We have another game, so there's relief, but we don't want to get too caught up in it. We want to keep rolling and keep going for the full championship run.
And now it's on to face the Pride in the final. The two teams met once this season before the teacher strike. Notre Dame squeaking out an 8-7 victory. Head coach Garth Melrose says it should be a great battle.
Another rivalry, yeah. We're pretty lucky to be able to play teams that we're familiar with, but also have a lot of history with. And that Notre Dame program is very impressive. And Coach DeLuzio runs a really good show there. So we're excited for the challenge.
The Pride advanced to the 5A provincial final by knocking off the second-ranked Raymond Comets 31-13. It was a dominant performance.
Obviously, we were just super happy to be playing in the semifinals. Super good team in Raymond. Always been a strong team. Just super happy to come out with the win there. It's great coaching by both parts. We're just physically dominant. That's where we wanted to be.
The Pride have been to the provincial final 6 times, but this is their first time since 2015. Notre Dame head coach Dave DeLuzio says this one will be special because he believes with the teacher strike, they were only a couple of days away from shutting down the entire high school football season.
We're really savoring this, this opportunity to go and, to go and play, and it's real special for the players and the coaches, and especially the players' families, because they had to deal with the players, kind of thinking that their season was over in October there.
Kickoff for Saturday's big game, 6 o'clock up in Edmonton on Saturday night.
Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. Let's go back out to Danielle one last time at Trail Appliances for our final peek at the weather.
Yep, and before I go roll around in the toys, I'm going to give you your last forecast here for the day. Okay, I think the key thing to know for the rest of this week is that it's going to continually get a little colder each day. So tomorrow's daytime high -3 with the wind chill feeling more like -7 in the afternoon, and in the morning like -10 when off to work and school. And then we get to a daytime high of -6 for Thursday, -8 for Friday. Thursday, late Thursday, we have a decent chance of getting 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. This one is from Monica Schultz, taken in Edworthy Park, of the beautiful snowfall that we had. It looks beautiful, tricky to drive in, but certainly looks nice.
It doesn't look as cold as it probably was out there when that photo was taken. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.